Yeah, class is recording. So next step will be, sir, what is the framework we want to learn? Angular framework. We want to learn the Angular framework. Why? Guys, I'm asking a basic question. Why you want to learn the Angular framework?
To develop front end.
Buddy, please type in the chat window, please. So right now I want to develop an application for UI, means user interface for my application. So for user interface, already we have HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Do you agree? So before Angular also, we have the UI development by using what's a HTML is there, CSS is there, JavaScript is there. Then why Angular? Angular is introduced around 2012 times, sir. Before 2012 also, so many web applications are developed. Then why Angular? Very good, Mahesh. Awesome. Very good, Vikas. Very good. I will give you another 1 minute time. Think and tell me, because my class, I want to improve your thought process. Why we need to use the Angular? I will give you simple analogy, guys. So if you want to eat biryani, there are two choices out there. You can make the biryani, or you can cook the biryani, or you can order the biryani. Which one is easy, sir? If you have the money, ordering. Which one is easy, sir? Ordering. So right now, I want some specific features in my application. I want some specific features in my application. So these features I can develop, or I can use which is existing in the framework. That is the beauty of the framework, sir. A framework contains ready-made features. So all the common logic will be provided by the framework. So companies will always use the frameworks. Why, sir? We can discuss those things today. First one, why Angular? That's a very interesting question. The first point, Angular is a UI development framework. Framework contains common features for the application development. Common features for the application development. So right now, sir, what are these features and how framework affect my application development? The first point, very simple one and very effective one. What is the answer? Performance or speed. Sir, do you like speed in your application development? Suppose if you are playing some free fire free fire or something. Right now PUBG is banned, so we need to play free fire only. So now I am asking, if the app is very slow, if the app is very slow, do you like to use the app, or do you like to use the application? If the application is very slow, do you use the application, sir? No, not a chance. Now tell me, if the application performance, that is nothing but how how application is responding to me. Suppose if you click on the button, if the if the application is taking more than 10 seconds, more than 10 seconds or more than half a minute, automatically customer will lose the focus. It is a very important factor for the application developers. So performance is a very important factor and the deciding factor for any application development. That is why we need to develop a what's a very fast applications. So right now, how Angular affects the performance when you are comparing with CSS, JavaScript, and HTML development. How Angular improves the performance? Let us see. So I have a JavaScript file. In the JavaScript file, 100 functions are there. Suppose I am using a JavaScript file. In the JavaScript file, I have 100 functions are there. Now, in this in one HTML file, I am writing the JavaScript file, name it as some abc.js, some abc.js. How you are going to include, sir? src equal to abc.js. Now I am asking the question. In the HTML file, I am writing script src equal to abc.js. Tell me, sir, how many functions will be loaded into your HTML file? I'm asking one simple question. How many functions will be loaded into your HTML file? All 100, sir, because I loaded this one. So right now I'm writing one script tag here, one script tag here, and type equal to JavaScript. That is totally fine. I'm just ignoring the facts here. Now observe. In this one, I'm using only M1. So the first function only I'm using. Now tell me, I'm using only M1 function, but I need to load the entire JavaScript file. Think and just think, sir, about that. How many functions you are using? Only one or two. You are using only one or two functions of your JavaScript. Now, what about the 98 functions, sir? Are we using? We are not using them. So in the M1, I'm using some A1. I'm using some A1 function, and here I'm using A2 function. Now tell me, in total 100 functions, I'm using only how many functions, sir? 98 functions only. I'm using only two functions. Remaining 98 functions are using or unnecessary in this approach. All the 98 functions are unnecessary. But is there any choice for us to load only those two functions, sir? No. Now I am telling this one, this is a jQuery. Now tell me, in the jQuery library, it is a JavaScript library. In this library, how many functions are there, sir? Hundreds of functions are there. Now, in these hundreds of functions, we may use my max 10 or 20 functions. But what is the problem, sir? Can we load only 10 or 20 functions? No, we need to load the entire JavaScript library. Entire JavaScript library. What about the unused functions? For my application, those unused functions are required or not required? Think and tell me. These functions are useful or not useful at all? Not useful at all. Now tell me, this jQuery JS file, think like 100 KB is there. 100 KB is there. Might be more, 120 or 150 KB is there. Now tell me, for understanding purpose, only I'm using in my application how much KB, sir? Think it like 2 KB. What about 98 kb? What about 98 kb? It is needed or not needed? It is not needed. Now tell me, suppose your application intelligently loading only 2 kb. Your application is fast. If your application is loading only 2 kb, your application is fast. Think and tell me. Yes, sir. It is. It is very fast if you load only 2 kb. But if you try to load the entire JavaScript file which is not needed, your application will be slow. That is why Angular is a very good choice. Angular is a very good choice to work with this one, sir. So Angular improves the performance. Angular improves the performance. How it improves the performance, sir? Improves the performance. How? It will load only required parts of the framework. So tell me, sir, understand this point. Angular improves the performance. How to improve the performance, sir? It will load only required parts of the framework. Are we loading all the framework or only required parts of the framework, sir? Required parts of the framework. That is the beauty of the Angular. Sir, how it is possible? Angular internally uses what, sir? Just a minute. Angular uses tree shaking algorithm. What is algorithm, sir? Tree shaking algorithm. What is the advantage of this tree shaking algorithm, sir? It will identify. It will identify the only parts which is used by application. Now, tell me, sir, it is a performance improvement for any application developer? Yes. So, if the performance improves, sir, automatically you will like the project. Sorry, you will like the application. Yes. So that is why customers always ask for what, sir? Improving the performance. Improving the performance. How they are improving, sir? Are they doing the magic? No, sir. They are not doing any magic. They only intelligently identifying, okay, this function is needed. This function is not needed. So at the runtime, just remove the unnecessary parts of the application. So likewise, it will identify. Now tell me, are you doing this code or framework is doing for us? Are we doing this filtering process or framework is doing for us? Think and tell me. Guys, don't sit idle. Who is doing, sir? Framework. Who will do, sir? Framework for us. Now tell me, you are not doing, framework is doing for us. You like the framework, right? You are not doing, who is doing, sir? Framework. So if the framework is doing for us, automatically it is a very good framework. Sir, why it is a very good framework? Because now tell me, companies are expecting not a very high-end programmers, good programmers who follow the rules. That's it. Companies are expecting what, sir? Somewhat good programmers who follow the rules. Now tell me, to develop this algorithm, we need basic knowledge or very good knowledge. To develop this algorithm, we need basic knowledge or very high-end knowledge. To develop very high-end knowledge means very experienced programmer, topmost programmers, they can write this algorithm. But using the framework, sir, using the framework, we need very good knowledge or basic knowledge. Knowledge about the framework is also sufficient. So to develop this algorithm, we need very good knowledge, but to use the framework, sir, we no need of very high end knowledge. That is why companies are using what, sir? The frameworks. Now with the small workforce who have the basic knowledge also, I can develop very good application. So I want to develop this application. So the important factors is what? Performance. Now everybody understand this one, sir? Yes. Next one. Sir, what is another important factor for our application development? SPA. What is SPA, sir? Single page application development. What is SPA, sir? Single page application development. Sir, what is single page application development? How it improves the performance? How improves the performance? Tell me, sir. Now I am asking one simple question. If you are a Java developer, what is the page you are going to develop? What is the web page you are going to develop? JSP. If you are a Java developer, you are going to develop what is the application, what is the page, sir? JSP. If you are a .NET developer, what is the page you are going to develop, sir? ASP. Now, these are the very prominent frameworks right now. Every company is using. JSP means Java server pages, not the client pages, sir. Think it like the web development. We are going to develop Java server pages. ASP means active server pages. Active server pages. So from the server, always we are going to get the complete UI. Sir, can you explain about the complete UI? So very simple. Let me show it to you. So this is my browser. In the browser, I am having the header. This is the common layout. This is my menu. This is my content area. So here I have the some application name, whatever the application name is, and below I have the link, some links here. So this is my menu. So likewise, I have couple of links here in the menu. Now, if I click on the link, automatically here I am going to display the content area. Content area. Now I am asking the question, if I click on this one, from the server, only we need to get content or entire UI. Think and tell me. If I click on the link one, we need to load only content area or the entire UI. Which one will give you more performance? Only content or entire web page? Very good, Priyanka. Very good, Mahesh. Very good, Akhil, Babu, and Sampath. Which will give you the more performance? Loading only content or entire web page? Very good, Navneeta. So I will get more performance if I load less content, less HTML from the server. Do you agree? If I load only this part, what are the advantages, sir? So observe, in every web page we have three files, sir. HTML, CSS, and as well as what, sir? JavaScript. Now I am asking, if I reload the entire web page, you will load HTML content as well as application CSS as well as JS files. Now tell me, the JS files are common for our application. Now loading this common content again and again, this common content again and again is a good choice or a bad choice? Footer area. Now this common content we need to load every time or one time is sufficient, sir? Think and tell me. One time is sufficient. It is not needed for every time. Very good, Akhil. Very good, Raju. Very good, Priyanka and Navneeta. So right now, all web page developments like JSP, ASP always will load the full web pages, sir. Means complete content, complete content. Now I am asking the question. It is a good choice or bad choice, sir? Every time it will load the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript from the server. Now I'm asking the question, in every web page only these files are there? No, sir. Sometimes we will use background images also. Tell me, if you have, if you design your application is a in a very proper way, at the time we will use what, sir? Background images also to beautify the UI. Now tell me, every time we are loading this common content every time from the server, automatically my application performance will be slower. Now, in order to improve this one, Angular proposes one approach. What is approach, sir? Single page application development. Now tell me, how many times, how many times we are loading the entire web page, sir? Only one time. Afterwards, are we loading entire web page or only a parts of the web page? Think and tell me, sir. Are we loading entire web page or only parts of a web page, sir? We are loading parts of a web page. We are loading what, sir? Parts of a web page. Now tell me, Angular is improving the performance or not? If we load a parts of a web page, sir, only content we are loading from the server, remaining things already available to the application. Remaining all the things are available to the application. That is what single page application development. Now tell me, in another important thing, how many times, now another very important thing about the application development. Tell me, sir, this one, header, menu, footer is required for every web page of your application. Do you agree? Header, menu, footer is required for every web page of your application. I will remove some 2% like login page, logout page. Apart from that, it is needed for most parts of your application. Do you agree with that? Yes. For most parts of the application, we needed that. Now tell me, I would say this one is a common logic. I would say this one is a common logic. Tell me, it is a common logic? Yes. Now I am asking this common code or HTML content, how many times you are going to develop in the ideal world? How many times the common content you are going to develop, sir? Only one time. Only one time. But unfortunately, we need to put all this content across all the web pages. We need to put this one across all web pages. That is also very, very important one. So Angular is decrease the page response time. Yeah. Another very, very important factor is what, sir? Less code. Less code means what, sir? What is the advantage of the less code? Less code means application size will be smaller. Application size is small means what, sir? Tell me. Application size means what? Automatically application performance will be higher. It improves the performance. That is why most of the companies are using what's a single page application development. Now, right now, the single page applications are good. Tell me, for this one, are you writing the code or framework is providing the code for us? For single page application development, are you writing the code or framework is providing the code? Framework means right now this selective refresh, for this one, are you writing the code? No, sir. Only we are providing the content. Only we are providing the content. Remaining things, refreshing the content and loading the content, everything will be taken care by whom, sir? Framework. Sir, can I write my own single page application code? Yes, but you need the knowledge. You need the knowledge. Another very, very important thing, what is the most important factor in the software development? What is the most important factor in the software development? Think and tell me, sir. What is the most important factor in the software development? Don't say salary. I would say code quality. Do you agree? I would say code quality. Don't think that quality is nothing but less number of defects. Now, tell me, sir, if you write the code, we need to test the code. Do you agree with that? If you write the code, we need to test the code. If you write the code, we need to test the code. Means software testers need to approve this code. Suppose if you are using a framework and you are not writing the single page application logic, now tell me, do we need to test this one? Because it is already tested by frameworks. Single page application logic, that common logic already tested by whom, sir? Frameworks. Now tell me, we need to develop the less code. The chances of defects are very less. Do you agree with that? The chances of defects are very less if you write the less code, sir. So how less code is going to be there? Because framework is providing the remaining logic. We are not writing the logic. We are using the logic provided by the framework. That is the beauty of the framework. Now, writing the logic is easy or using the logic is easy? Using. Writing the logic is easy or using the logic is easy? Using. Now tell me right now, that is why companies are using what, sir? The frameworks. That is why companies are hiring the junior programmers and they are able to develop a very, very good applications because of the frameworks. Because of the frameworks. That is why all of you are learning the Angular. That is why all of you are learning the Angular. So this is the things you need to know, sir. Now, this is also very, very important factor. Less code, what, sir? Application size will be slower. Application size is less, will load faster. So this is also very, very important thing. Third one. Now tell me, I'm asking one simple question. Angular is a client-side framework or server-side framework? You already know this one, sir. Angular is a client-side framework or front-end framework. Angular is a, as Raju told, Angular is what's a front-end or client-side framework. Now, I'm asking the question. In any web application, only client programs are there, server programs also there. In every framework, only client programs are there or server programs also there. We have both, sir. Client program should be there as well as what's a server programs will be there. Now, UI. What is the purpose of the client program, sir? UI. What is the purpose of the server program? Processing. Whatever the data we enter in the UI, we need to send it to the server program. Now tell me, right now, Angular is a client-side framework. Now I'm asking the question. All Angular applications, all Angular programs should communicate with whom, sir? Server programs. Now I am asking, it is a common logic or project specific logic? Think and tell me. Communicating with the server program. It is a common logic or specific to the application? Think and tell. This is the most important aspect of the programming. So right now, I'm able to develop the client program, but who will process the client program, sir? Who will store the data into the database? Who will store the data into the database? Server program only. That is why we need to communicate with the server program. Now I am asking the question. For this one, in Angular, we no need to write the logic. Very simple code. Observe HTTP client dot get. Provide the URL. Automatically it will get the data. HTTP client dot post. Provide means URL comma data. That's it. Angular automatically send the data to the server program. Sir, I want to update the data. Observe put URL comma data. Sir, I want to delete the code. HTTP client dot delete URL, the record you want to delete ID value. Now I am asking the question, how many lines of code you are writing to read the data or update, insert the data or update the data or delete the data? How many lines of code, sir? Only one line. Only one line. So right now, are you writing the communication logic or Angular is providing the communication logic? Are you writing the communication logic or Angular is providing the communication logic? Angular. Who is providing the communication logic, sir? Angular. Now tell me how many lines of code you are writing, sir? Only one line. Observe. If you want to read the data, this one, this logic, HTTP client logic, provided by whom, sir? Angular. And it provides four methods, sir. Even a fresher also can easily write this kind of code. Do you agree? Even a fresher also can easily write this code. Observe, get, post, put, delete. And responsibilities are very easy to learn. What is the one? Get, to access the data, post, to send the data, put, to update the data, delete the data. How easy it is. That is why companies are using what's a Angular framework. That is why companies are using what framework? Angular framework. So now tell me, are you in Angular? Are we going to write the logic or we are going to use the logic? I am expecting answer from everyone. Excuse me. So in Angular framework, are we going to write the logic or we are going to use the logic? We are going to use the logic. That is the beauty of the Angular framework. So very good, sir. Very good. So this is what we have 3 points, sir, for today. Tomorrow we can discuss some more points, but these 3 points I'm going to save in our Angular 48th batch. First introduction, why Angular. That's good. So give me 1 minute time. I'm going